So the last couple of years, we have been trying to lobby government. There's a word I didn't even know 2 years ago, lobby government, but talk to government, persuade government to make financial education mandatory in every school in the UK, because it just isn't. Back in 2014, so over 10 years ago now, it was added to the secondary curriculum.
Was this Martin Lewis's influence at the time?
I think it had a lot to do with it.
He pushed it.
And
right.
it was, there's a real nuance around what ended up happening. So it was added to the curriculum. But what's happened between then and now is successive governments have pushed, encouraged, and then mandated a lot of schools to become academies. And academies don't have to follow the curriculum. The financial education was put into, the schools were left to choose whether it went into citizenship or PSHE. And I didn't realise at the time, this is stuff I've learnt through looking into this, PSHE stands for personal, social, health and economic education. I thought the E was, I thought it was personal, social and health education. It isn't. It's personal, social, health and economic education.
All in one little 60-minute lesson a week.
Which
bundle all that in together.
Bundle it all in with non-specialised. The PSHE Association, they have specialised trained teachers. They do a fantastic job. One of the challenges a lot of schools have is if they're going to pull a child out to do extra reading or extra maths or anything else, they pull them out of PSHE. We know from our research that more than 70% of kids leave school saying they've never received any financial education.
They don't remember it, do they? Yeah, they don't remember it.
It's just, it is so patchy. There are some schools who are brilliant, are really leaning into it and giving a great education. And there are many, many schools that don't do it at all. Or it's, compound interest is explained in the maths lesson, in the higher grade maths lessons. And of course, if you think back to what we were saying earlier about you need to start early teaching kids about money, starting at 11, 12 at secondary school is too late. So we started a campaign called Make Money Count a couple of years ago, and we've been lobbying for it to go into the curriculum, for the curriculum to be made mandatory and for it to start in primary schools. And I am, as I sit here today, I'm really hopeful. The current government has been listening. If you think about the growth agenda that the government has currently, imagine if we raise the next generation from primary school to be confident with money, to understand that you put away a little bit of your money in savings, you put away a little bit of your money in investment. Just think through the outcomes of that. We know that adults who have had financial education as a child and are confident with money are 40% more likely to be in employment than somebody who hasn't had any financial education. They're far more likely to have a savings pot behind them, an emergency fund for, when you have a bump in your car or your boiler blows up, to allow them to ride out the ups and downs that hit you in life. Those people who've had financial education, they're 46% more likely to start a business. And, when those things sound great at that level, but when you extrapolate that out, 46% more likely to start a business in a single year, so think 18-year-olds to 19-year-olds, that equates to 123,000 new jobs. That equates to a 7% reduction in unemployment. That equates to, it's actually £6.98 billion additional on the GDP per year. Per year.
Yeah, it's the growth.
Yeah.
You get the growth.
And it helps with our pensions crisis as well.
Of course. Of course.
That was a clip from our full-length conversation with Louise Hill. She co-founded Go Henry, which is the kids' learning and spending app where they get a little Visa card. It's great. My boys have got one. If you want to check out the full-length conversation, you can click right here.